So for today, we are just expanding logs. We talked about this just at the very end of yesterday. And today, of course, they're going to get intense. But to start with, just split this up into ln, means log base e. I personally always write that, because a lot of times these are expand and simplify. Okay, you want to expand and simplify. And that's the part a lot of people don't think of. So this is 2 logs. You know why I know it's 2 logs? Because there's 2 parts to the argument. And then if it's multiply there, then this must be plus. All right. And then this is a 16 and this is an x. Now you would think you'd be done, but this is again where everybody makes their mistakes, is they don't expand it all the way. You could think of that 16 as 4 squared, as 4 times 4. But if you can make it 4 squared, that's even better. But there's something even better than 4 squared. Because here's the problem with 4 squared. 4 squared is 16, then that's all good. And then this 2 can go to the front. You remember that? That's part of expanding. But then I'm going to look at the 4 and say, can I break it up again? And I can. Do you get that the 4 could actually be 2 squared? And then that little power can go out front again. And what do you think I should do with those 2? The 2 and the other 2. Do you think it's 22? No, it's going to be 2 times 2. And so now it's not here anymore. Now it's over there. And do you think I can break up the 2? No, you can always break up things into 2 times 1. But that won't help us. So I'm going to just leave it this way. And if you're extra smart, you'll realize that we could have gone with 2 to the 4th right off the bat. You know that 16 is 2 to the 4th? Maybe you don't have that one memorized, but it is. And so if I would have gone with 2 to the 4th and then moved the 4 up to the front right away, it would have saved me a whole step. All right, that is expanded all the way. Let me just show you why I don't want to expand it further. If I just had log base e of 2, yes, I could turn it into 2 times 1. And then that means I could break it into log base e of 2 plus log base e of 1. And what do you know about that? Yeah, you got a 1 in the argument, so it's actually 0. So do you get that's kind of useless? It's just going to simplify away to be gone. That's why we don't break it into 2 times 1. Yes, 2 is 2 times 1, but don't do that because this will just be a 0 anyways. So once it gets down to be a prime number like 2 or 3 or 7 or 5, those won't break up. And so then you don't have to break up things like this. You can just leave them the way they are. So there's my final answer, expanded all the way. All right, now I'm going to go to number 3. I'm just going to do some of the odd ones with you here, and then you'll go back and pick up on the even ones. I'm sure some of you can even do both at the same time. This doesn't seem to have a base, so its base is 10. And I'm going to make 2 of them right off the bat. Is it always 2? No, but it'll always be at least 2. And then this, I got a 3. And I mentally noting, you get how that can't be broken up? Except with 3 times 1, which I showed you is kind of useless. So we're going to leave it that way. And then this is minus, because of the divide, x. And there we go. So again, how do you know if you're done? You look at the argument. If you can make this be a power other than 1, because obviously if I make it a power of 1, the 1 can go in front, but that doesn't do anything because there's already a 1 in front. All right? So you look at the argument, see if you can break it up further. Make sense? All right. So then how do they get more difficult? Well, let's get down to like number 11. Remember how I said on the last test, people that knew how to handle weird exponents were going to get the A's? Can you make this be log? And it doesn't have a base, so I got to know the base. Of x over y, and they are to a power. We can't have it trapped under this giant thing here. So what power are they to? It's not the fourth power. It's not the negative fourth power. 1/4 power, very good. That's what that root means, is roots go on the bottom. Remember that deal? Just like in plants, roots are on the bottom. And so now, I really need to make them each be to the 1/4. Know why? Because we're about to break them up. Whole point is expand. Two logs, at least. Jack, oh wait, you're working on test, my bad. Hallie, what goes in here? Is it add or subtracting these logs? Yep, because it's a divide here, it's a subtract. And I know there's an X here, and a Y here, but they're to the 1/4 power. I'm close. Iris, what do you see that could be done to make it expand a little further? Hint, where can I put these? Yes, in front. It's called the power rule. Now, where do I look to see if I'm done? I look right here. That's just an X. That's just a Y. I cannot break them up anymore. That means I can't make it expand any further. That is much more complicated than it was in the first place. And it's kind of weird. Like, math is usually about simplifying things down. But this is like reverse simplifying. It's like if this was the answer up here, then what was the question? All right. So this one, the key would be there's no base, so you should know the base. And that 1,000, you should make that 10 to a power. 10 to the first, just think them through and go 10 to the first, no, too small. 10 to the second, well, that's 100, still too small. 10 to the third, oh, that's what it is. And after you're done with those couple things, then I'd split it. The whole point is to make two logs out of it. So you got log, and I always put the base, log, and I always put the base. And then I have this is 10 to the third for this part, and this is x to the fourth. And this was a times in between them, so therefore this is a plus. And am I done? No. This one, no point in even moving the 3 to the front because it just simplifies to 3. The answer is 3. Do you get that that is 3? But this one, the 4 can move to the front. All right, so there's some help on the front of the worksheet. Now the back side of the worksheet. This is review, which means some of these are condensed problems, like in this first one, number 13. So then it's the opposite. I'm putting this away, putting it back up here on the 2. And I always write in my bases. Log base e of 2 to the third plus log base e of x. And I got to get it down. The whole point is to condense to 1 log. And then I just figure out what to do with this and this. And since we were adding, you will just multiply them. Now, a lot of kids wonder, can I leave it as 2 to the third x? No, because the rules are expand or condense and simplify. Is 2 to the third simplified? No, you should make that an 8. Because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Again, if this was a break it up problem, then you'd do this and you'd move the 3 to the front. This is not an expand. This is a condense it down, and so you'd want to leave it as 8. All right, whenever you don't see the base, I strongly encourage you to put in the base. Whether it be base e for ln's, or if it's just a log, you put in a base 10, because that's what's going to help you see if you can simplify it. All right, and that was so easy. And we're going to work on it for just a few minutes. And then today, we're going to take a top 20. I want to see if you've gotten better on that. The average score in here has grown a little bit, but I need to see where you're at on your top 20 skills. So we'll do a little practice, and then we'll take a top 20 in class. So work on this for a few more minutes, and then it's top 20 time.